The gap between those who use AI and those who understand how to steer it is widening into a canyon. We are moving past the novelty phase of generative AI and entering the era of architectural competence. While millions of people are asking chatbots to write emails, a small fraction, the 3%, is learning to treat these models as logic engines rather than search bars. The skills that will define the next decade aren't about learning specific software. They are about mastering the underlying logic of the new machine age. 1. Chain of thought architectural design. Most users treat AI like a vending machine. They put in a prompt and hope for a result. The top tier of users treats AI like a junior analyst. Chain of thought, COT prompting, is the practice of forcing a model to think through its logic in steps before reaching a conclusion. Research from OpenAI and Google DeepMind shows that when models explicitly break down a problem, their reasoning accuracy in math and symbolic logic jumps significantly. Master the ability to build multi-step reasoning chains, and you aren't just getting better answers. You're building custom cognitive workflows that outperform standard outputs every time. 2. Semantic search and RAG management. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, is the bridge between a static AI model and the real-time, private data of a business. As companies like NVIDIA and Pinecone scale vector databases, the most valuable skill won't be writing the code, but managing the data architecture. You need to understand how to curate clean knowledge bases so the AI doesn't hallucinate. When you can connect a large language model to a company's proprietary documentation without leaking sensitive data, you become the architect of a private brain for that organization. 3. AI-assisted systems thinking. The real power of AI isn't in replacing a task, it's in managing complexity. In software engineering, tools like GitHub Copilot are already writing 40% of the code. The 3% of developers who stay ahead aren't coders anymore. They are systems architects. This skill involves looking at a massive project and knowing exactly which components can be automated, which require human oversight, and how they interface. It's about seeing the forest while the AI plants the trees. 4. Synthetic data curation. We are hitting a data wall. There is only so much high-quality human text on the internet to train models. The next frontier is synthetic data, AI-generated data used to train other AI. However, if this is done poorly, it leads to model collapse, where the AI becomes a copy of a copy, losing its edge. Learning to generate, filter, and validate synthetic data sets is becoming a critical skill in industries from autonomous driving to drug discovery. You aren't just a user, you are a quality controller for the next generation of intelligence. 5. Multimodal orchestration. The future isn't text-based, it's fluid. A single project might require generating a 3D model in Spline, a script in Claude, and a voiceover in 11 Labs. The skill here is orchestration, knowing how to pipe the output of one model into the input of another. This requires a deep understanding of file types, API integrations, and the strengths and weaknesses of different model architectures. It is the digital equivalent of being a film director, where every department is powered by a different neural network. 6. The human-in-the-loop audit. As AI takes over more decision-making, the risk of black box bias increases. The skill of the future is AI auditing. This involves the ability to stress test an AI's output for hallucinations, ethical drift, or logic gaps. Companies like Anthropic are focused on constitutional AI, models that follow a set of principles. Learning how to define these principles and verify that an AI is adhering to them is a high-level oversight role that machines cannot perform on themselves. 7. Latent space intuition. To the average person, AI is magic. To the 3%, AI is a map of latent space. A mathematical representation of every possible concept the model understands. When you understand how a model positions ideas, you can manipulate it more effectively. This skill allows you to navigate the nuances of style, tone, and logic. It's the difference between asking for a professional tone and understanding how to adjust the temperature or top P settings to get the exact variance you need for a specific creative task. 8. Prompt engineering as software design. Prompt engineering is evolving from chatting into prompt programming. This means using structured data like JSON or YAML within your prompts to get predictable, machine-readable outputs. If you can turn a chatbot into a reliable API that always returns data in a specific format, you can build entire applications on top of it. This bridges the gap between creative writing and software engineering, allowing you to build tools that are more robust than anything created with natural language alone. The intelligence paradox. As these tools become more powerful, they also become more brittle. An AI can summarize 1,000 pages in seconds, but it can also fail at a simple logic puzzle if the prompt is phrased poorly. This is the paradox of the modern era. The more we automate, the more valuable human discernment becomes. The goal isn't to race against the machine, it's to understand the machine's architecture so well that you become the one who directs its energy. Those who master these 8 skills won't just be using AI, they will be defining how the world uses it. The landscape is shifting beneath our feet, and the window for early adoption is closing. The question is no longer if you will use AI, but whether you will be the one steering the system or the one being optimized by it. Thank you for watching. For more deep dives into the technologies shaping our future, explore our other videos.